All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. My name is Dave. Cover the Bears for SM. Join my good friend, writer, and Chicago Bears content creator, Ficky. And we have another preseason game to react to. Bears Chiefs. It's not quite over. About 10
minutes left.
9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but lots to talk about. It wasn't like last week where it was all sunshine and rainbows, or just was really, really good football, right? A lot of positives. And I think we're going to get into this one. And I believe that we're going to have a little bit of both here. So, Fick, I know, like I said, the game's not over. It wasn't horrible.
Wasn't horrible. It looked like that from the jump, right?
So, yes, I want to do an instant reaction. I'll let you go first, and then I'll give my piece, and then we'll go through, kind of break down the entirety of the game.
Yeah,
especially Caleb Williams and this starting offense. But I want your instant reaction. Bears Chiefs. Score doesn't really matter, but just what we saw today. Give me your instant reaction.
Okay, instant reaction is, first off, it's preseason, so you have to take everything with a grain of salt. Yes, we played our starters. We had players out. They have players out. It's just not a fair representation of what's going to happen in the regular season. Are the Chiefs a better team? Absolutely. Everyone knows that. Okay, now getting to the actual game. Defense did not look good. I tweeted about this. Defensive line kind of non-existent. Sweat had a couple plays where he had some pressures. Javon Dexter had a pressure here or there, but that opposite side, we really didn't see much, okay? And that's one of our big weaknesses of the team that, we're hoping we can see more there, because that's going to help determine if this team can be a true playoff contender or if they're going to be middle of the pack, okay? So I'm hoping to see more there. We'll have to wait till regular season. Corners are out, right? You only had Tyreek Stevenson. He had one bad play in the red zone. It wasn't even like it was bad coverage, but that was just a beautiful ball from Patrick Mahomes through the back corner, right? Hard to guard that. That's why Mahomes is the GOAT. And then on the other side, Nashawn Wright looked great all during training camp. Horrible day today. And Scotty here on Twitter said, please explain the double penalty. Well, it's because it was a regular penalty and then a personal foul, and a personal foul always gets added on. And so because it was a defensive pass interference and a face mask, it gets added on to whatever happened. And so the first play of the game, I think, was like a 30-yard penalty. Not great, okay? So defensive line looked iffy. Secondary definitely looked iffy. And then when we switch over to the offensive side, we talked about last week. They looked clean, right? Offense looked clean. That was great to see. First play of the game today, muffed or handoff right on an end around to OZ, right, to Zacchaeus. That's how you start off. Not great. Second play right after that, you're like, okay, well, you know what? We'll get back. We'll get ready. Let's attack this defense. They false start, okay? So now you're in 2nd and 19. The next play, Caleb Williams throws the ball out of bounds because there's pressure. 3rd and 19, you go 3 and out. That's what we're used to seeing. So, of course, Twitter and everybody freaks out. I mean, I get it. But That's kind of thing. But what was good was how they were going to react. Because you said last week was all sunshine and rainbows. It was. We won 38-0. Can't get much better than that. We had 2 bad drives to start off, okay? My fear was Ben Johnson was going to take them out, right? If we were playing well, I'd have been like, take the starters out. I'm totally fine with it. Both you and I were talking about bubble wrapping these guys. We don't want injuries. But because I saw how bad the offense was in the first 2 drives, I was like, look, they need to face some adversity, and I want to see how they can finish this half. Starters do go out for the Chiefs. Maybe not all of them, but some of them, right? So that does take an effect. But I have to give credit to the offense because they ended up on their final 2 drives getting 10 points. They marched down, get in field goal position. I mean, they make it down to like the 10-yard line. Like, they could have scored a touchdown, and they kick a field goal, and then they get the ball back on a 2-minute drill, which was great to see. They march all the way down the field and get a touchdown. And there was adversity on that play. Like, Rome dropped a 50-50 ball he should have caught, but then he got one back on the next play, and then Caleb finds him again, finding trust in his receiver in the red zone. So I say all that to be like, it was not great to start, but there are some learnings in there that you love to see from your year 2 quarterback and your first team offense. They made mistakes, but they were able to correct themselves and keep it going. The defense, on the other hand, not so much until all the starters got taken out on both sides of the ball. But overall, it's like preseason. It wasn't the worst thing ever, like you said, but it was nothing compared to what we saw last week, and that's totally fine. What's your thoughts? You're muted.
As I'm muted.
Yeah.
I'm not going to overreact. It's preseason, but it is funny to see just how socials are taking it from last week to this week. And at the end of the day, the Bears' first play was a fumble, second play was a false start, and I was like, I guess that's why it's preseason. So, but for me, my perspective is the Bears have a lot of weapons. They're going to be good. There's no way they're going to be a replica of last year, just with the better coaching, better players. Caleb, he is better. He's going to be better. At the end of the day, he was just a tick off 70%. I know it's preseason, but he was just a tick off of the 70% goal in regards to what Ben Johnson and the staff kind of want from him. So he was 11 for 15 today, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. I think it's interesting that it was against the Chiefs' second team, with some third guys or third string starters out there, or third string players. So that's always a little frustrating that the offense gets going. But my biggest takeaway from that was I love that Ben Johnson recognized, hey, the Bears have a chance at a 2-minute drill. They executed, they scored a touchdown. That deep shot to Rome, I love it. That hit that he took, that was a no call. That Justin Fields, we talked about Caleb Williams takes a hit to the face. It's a little late. It's blatantly to the face. He hits the ground hard. Have a huge problem with that, because if that was Mahomes, I mean, that Bears player is not going back to Chicago. He's not leaving Arrowhead. And another problem I have is no Bears player, offensive line or tight end, picked him up. And we can watch the all 22 copy, but I almost, from what I could see, rewind it a couple times. That frustrates me. So it's those little things, but that hit and no call is quite ridiculous, because Mahomes, he had 2 drives, maybe 3. I mean, they got everything.
Bro, well, it's Mahomes.
It looked like there was holding.
Some of the plays he was making were incredible. I'm like, I mean, that's Mahomes, but it's just crazy watching him play and be like, that is like an elite quarterback. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it was just crazy.
Yeah, I seen him first time live. It was at Arrowhead a couple of years ago, and it's quite incredible how he can play the quarterback position. And Caleb has a long way to go, but these last 2 games, even though he played great last week and he played pretty good, not great. These games are not going to be a direct representation of how he's going to be in this season. Whether he balled out both ways, like I'm talking 4 or 5 touchdowns, it just never was going to be a good indication of how this team was going to perform. But I truly think, just from what we saw from camp, that they are better. It is going to be a hell division, but I think the Bears are going to be prepared for it. And so overall instant reactions is I don't have too much to take away outside. They got some good snaps. They are healthy for the most part heading into week 1. And so bubble wrap them, obviously get this offense kind of ironed out a little bit more. That's why you have 2 more weeks until week 1, and we'll see what happens. But Caleb Williams, 2025 preseason stats, they don't matter, but 6 drives total, 17 to 25. Like I said, 68% completion percentage, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I think he had 2 sacks and then a 102 passer rating. So there's clips going viral right now, of him standing in the pocket and getting clowned for it because he got sacked, and it was a great pocket. Love seeing that.
That one, here's a comment here. He probably should have thrown that one away. That was the one play where I was like, okay, Caleb, it's not there. Either get out or throw it away. But hey, look, second-year quarterback, the man's not going to be perfect. I appreciate the amount of time he had. In both these games, unless there was a blitz, right, he's had pretty decent amount of time to throw the ball. And we know that was a major issue last year, was how bad. I mean, people are probably sick of hearing this number 68, right? Comes up in your nightmares, but it's the truth. And I will say this preseason, again, for what we can take it for, Caleb was not on his ass a lot, right? He wasn't getting knocked over every play. It seemed like he had enough time to make decisions. And you saw it here where, he had enough time to where he's holding the ball too long, because the offensive line had given him enough of a pocket to throw in. So it's almost like a blessing and a curse, but we'll see what happens in the regular season. But yeah, I'm kind of with you, Dave. It's you can't really overreact to preseason. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are 0-2 in the preseason right now. I mean, and there no one's ever like, well, I wonder, are the Chiefs going to be good this year? No. So there's things you look for that, like, fundamentally, maybe like you can see, for example, looking at pre-snap penalties. If there were a shit ton of pre-snap penalties on the offense this preseason, I'd be a little concerned. I'd be like, okay, it looks like they don't have the things down, right? Seems like there's penalties across the board. Or let's say you see like a bunch of personal foul penalties, or like Luther Burden, right? He did the spinning of the ball, got a penalty, kind of a weak flag. But if you saw a bunch of players doing that type of stuff that's costing you 15 yards, 15 yards, 15 yards, then I'd be concerned, because now I'm looking at coaching, right? And discipline. That stuff can carry into the regular season. That's very transferable and an indication you can spot earlier on, because coming from Ryan Poles and some of the players' mouth, literally this end of this last season, they said there was some stuff during preseason that we knew we probably should have had cleaned up. And what did it do? It bled into the regular season. So I say all that to be like, hey, Bears fans, don't be too extreme left or right, right? Like, sure, in the moment, that's fine, but give yourself 24 hours and be like, hey, guess what? Half of the people playing in these games, more than half of the people playing in these games, won't even be on this team, or they won't even be in the NFL, right? That's just the hard facts. The preseason is more about finding your second and third guys, more like your third and fourth, and your depth pieces for special teams. So there, you got to hold it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And yeah, Nahshon Wright, that corner that we talked about earlier, because you're talking about finding some depth. And my first thoughts watching the Chiefs first team, I mean, Jaylon Johnson better be ready week one.
Yeah, he's a top 5 corner.
Otherwise, I know JJ McCarthy, and we don't know what, it's kind of a wild card, but I mean, Justin Jefferson, we know what he is, and he's going to help. He's probably going to tear up that Bears defense if we do not have Jaylon Johnson. So, and I think he warmed up a little bit. Actually, no, I don't think he made the flight. I'm not sure. To KC, we'll have to check on that. Yeah, Jaylon Johnson. So, but Nahshon Wright looked good in camp. Kind of got exposed today. So it's some of these players, these reps, they mean everything. And so with Caleb Williams in the offense, some of these guys, it doesn't really mean a lot, right? That's why when I saw DeAndre Swift hurdle in the first quarter,
crazy,
I was like, hell yeah.
Mug.
But then I was like, absolutely not. Like, get him out of here. So, but that hurdle is insane. He is so athletic. It's sneaky too. It's like, he is just, as soon as I saw that angle he was taking, I was like, he's going to jump. And sure enough, he did. So
he had a couple hurdles last year too.
Real quick, Bears update. Bears score with 4 minutes left in the fourth. And I think they're going for 2. And I think they'll be either down 4 or 3 points here. So perhaps
I think it's 27-22. I think the Chiefs have the ball 3rd and 1 right now. So good game. So still win it.
Yeah. But all in all, I know we give out grades and such. I want to go ahead and start with Caleb Williams, kind of get through some of these players I want to talk about. And I think I'm going to give him probably just like a B+ solid. I think the way he got to the line, and like I said, 6 total drives. We went through the stats already, but just the things you don't see is, I believe he did make some good decisions. He dirted one last week where that looked like growth. He stayed in the pocket today. Like, I know it was a great pocket, and he probably needs to throw it away, but I like that he stayed and just kind of fought there. And again, it kind of reminded me of Justin a little bit as far as the sack and how it ended. But all in all, I think it's a really good preseason for him. He's healthy. He got some live reps. He got hit. I know it was late, and that one's always good. That one's going to bother me because it's just it's the Bears. I don't know what it is when it comes to these hits that they take. And so, but overall, B+ for the preseason for me. And I think that's good. Now it's just got to prep for week 1, and now we're here. Now it gets real. So, Fick, your grade for Caleb before we take a break here?
Yeah, I'd probably give him like a B. It's hard to give any of these preseason players an A because it's just not. It's the simulation isn't real. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that go off from preseason all the time. Like, we talk about Austin Booker. You look at him statistically, you'd be like, that's an A guy. Of course, we're not watching you can go through the tape later and see that, but just from a statistical standpoint, you'd be like, oh, that man balled out. But from Caleb, I got to give him a B. It's solid. He played well, right?
Yeah.
He didn't turn the ball over. Like you said, his goal was near 70%. So if we're looking at the statistics, he marked out at 68%. That's pretty good. 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers, 1 fumble, one fumble, which is from today, from that bad handoff, and he didn't lose it. So last game he played really, really well, right? I mean, all national media was talking about him, glazing the heck out of him. Some people flip-flopping. And then today was just like okay, you had 2 drives where the first one was kind of stalled out from penalties in a bad play. And then the second drive, you moved it down the field a little bit and you had to punt. You made it to the 50-ish yard line. And then the third play, you made it even further down to the 15. And then the last play, you scored a touchdown. So progressively, every drive got better. So I have to just say, overall, it's like you started.
I don't buy into that either, though, because they slowly started taking starters out on that defense.
Oh, no, I'm not
saying slowly.
Oh, no.
So
I'm
not
third
even drive where they scored a touchdown. It's cool, but it's like.
But look, that's what you're supposed to. No. I'm not saying oh my gosh, the Bears are back. I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you said it got better, and I'm just like.
Well, no, I'm saying from a result standpoint. From result standpoints, they moved the ball further and further. They went from 0 point. They went from a 3 and out to not a 3 and out, to scoring 3 points to scoring 7 points. So from a scoring standpoint, they did better. Obviously, that's why it's so hard to grade preseason, because the circumstances are not the same, right? Because they pull out players. It's not starters versus starters.
Yeah.
But to say that your job doesn't matter who you're going against any week, your job is to go down their score. And they did that. So they faced adversity. They did, they scored, but none of this is making me feel any better or really any worse from an extreme level of impact about what this Bears team is, right? I'm not walking away from this preseason and now saying, oh my gosh, I had the Bears winning 9 games. I now having them winning 13. And I'm not walking away from this preseason saying, oh my God, I had the Bears winning 10 games. Now I have them winning 6. It's the preseason. It does not have that big of an impact when you're looking at your starters. It's about those back end roles that you're trying to fill. And so it's more about adding depth to some guys that might have an impact later in the season once injuries and things pop up. So leave it at that.
I would have liked to have seen the Bears offense go do better against the Chiefs defense, starting defense. It just would have been better, because that was a real test, and they talked about it all week, and some of the players were excited, and I feel like they lacked energy. They lacked and I get it, preseason week 3, you don't want to get hurt. So I'm not going to spend too much time. However, let's take a quick break, and then I want to talk about Braxton Jones, because I haven't watched the 22 yet, or just the film, and I'm going to rewatch the game. But yeah, let's get to our ad break. We'll talk about Braxton Jones.
Let's do it. First off, thank you for watching the BFR podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
As I drink some water.
Yeah,
I didn't know if I want to talk about Braxton Jones or the Bears defensive line, especially the starting unit.
Yeah, I mean, we can go
Braxton
either
Jones. Way. Yeah, we'll get there. We have plenty of time. So Braxton Jones, we haven't watched the tape, but initially he can't anchor for shit. He does look like he's regressed so much because of that injury, because he just doesn't. He looked average last year before the injury, and there's times where I'm just like, what is going on? And so again, preface this, we have not watched it back.
It's not out yet, yeah.
But it looks rough. It looks really rough, and that's your left tackle, and it's a big deal. And so I want to grade him. It's probably like a D+ right now, and that is not good. And I'm a little concerned about Azzie too, because I know he's a swing tackle now, and Theo has a real chance. So I'm excited to go look back at everything, both preseason games, and see the last 2 Bills and especially today against the Chiefs. But your overall thoughts on Braxton? Are you worried, panic, and then just grade his performance over these last couple games?
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it, right? Last year he graded out as a top 20 tackle. Maybe I still think he starts on almost any NFL squad. Obviously not with ones like Trent Williams, like that, but he's top 32 in my opinion still. But I think he's like more on that back end, like 30 to maybe 35 because of that injury. It's hard for me to grade it because I do feel like it's like if anything, he'd be around the same type of guy. But I think a lot of it is due to him just recovering from his injury. Right. So is this the same Braxton Jones that we'll see by week 6, 7, 8? Maybe not. Right. Maybe he'll have more, under his belt and feel more comfortable coming back from that injury. But the question is, can you wait that long? I still feel like he's going to do enough to where he isn't so liable that you're like, we got to trade for a left tackle. We got to get someone else. Right. I just think he's gone from average. Like instead of being like he's sometimes above average and his low is like slightly below. It's like shifted now where his ceiling is average, not slightly above, and his low is still below average. So we're gonna get that from him. In regards to Azzie, some people I think I saw a comment on here. Someone was like, "Did Poles make the wrong move?" Let me see if I can find it. Right here. Said like is here from Tony Moy on YouTube said, is Azzie a wasted pick for being a backup right tackle? No. This is a rookie tackle, all right, that started all his career games at right tackle. He comes in, fights for a spot against a veteran player for the left tackle, basically fights it down to the last week of the preseason, and he doesn't win it. It's not, this is a rookie, right?
Yeah.
It's I know we set expectations. Once they're set, we're like, oh, we want that from someone, but that's not always the case. When you look at a lot of second round players, they don't always end up being starters like from the jump, right? That happens. Look at Luther Burden. He's not going to be a starter. Is he a waste of a pick? Look at Shamar Turner. He's not going to be a starter? Is he a waste of a pick? So I think it's too early to tell for that. Would you want Azzie to win it? Absolutely. But you have to take in the fact that this man was fighting for a position that he never played. So it's almost hats off to him for even being able to be in that competition because it is a different position, right? If he was fighting for the, Darnell Wright and lost it, then I'd probably be even more disappointed. So I'm like, hey, look, that's at least you played 4 years over there. You should be able to win that. But left tackle, he hasn't played unless he swung maybe a couple games right in his career, but he was majority right tackle. So I understand like why people are upset because I think we got the expectation got set so high because of all the stories and outlets that came out about him, which is fair. Yeah. And then now it's like, oh, he's not winning it, and we're like, well, damn. But again, rookie, he could win that next year, right? That this whole year could be spent him really solidifying the left tackle. So then when it comes to the offseason next year, we have our new left tackle and we don't have to play Braxton Jones, right? That's like a perfect use case scenario. But what's your thoughts?
Azzie, I think, spin zoning it, however you want to do it. The fact that he made this, he's a second round pick, but he really did a good job of making this competition. I thought he had a really good shot at starting. And then that out of nowhere, I am a little shocked at how abrupt the competition kind of ended. And I know Theo kind of has a chance, but it really seems like just with everything we're watching and seeing at camp and now just, I think they're leaning Braxton Jones. And so Azzie, I like that he fought for it. He pushed Braxton and now I'm just a little worried and just week one, because the Vikings, really it's the Vikings. If we were playing somebody else without a defense like that, I would be less worried, but I think there's a real concerning problem there, and we'll see. And hopefully, as 2 more weeks for Braxton Jones to get better, and that's all you got to do. You can only do what you can with the personnel and the players you have. So I like Azzie. I like the Bears' offensive line, really all together, and it was cool to see Joe Thuney and Patrick Mahomes kind of dap up at midfield before the game, and I'm excited to see what that offensive line, because we saw some really good glimpses today of Caleb Williams kind of being protected at the same time. A little worried about that Bears pass rush. And I know we talked about
I'm more worried about that than
Mike Parsons a couple pods ago. And now I tweeted during the game, I was like, this really would make sense. I don't want to give up the capital. Yeah, that's a little worrisome.
You're going to have to, though.
Dude.
Have to.
Dude.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
Not even the Bears. I don't think he's getting traded.
Yeah.
I don't think he's getting traded at all.
Either way, I think the Bears need to, because that defensive line is concerning. And Montez Sweat, like, I know there were some holding calls that I think weren't
there was
caught,
a big
like,
one. There was
nothing was thrown, no flags. They held the flags, in that first couple drives when Mahomes was in there. And I don't know, man. I think the whole entire defensive line, I think we're gonna look back and be like, man, maybe we should have made a move or two. And Dio, did he play today? Because I didn't hear him. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I think he did start because he started last game too.
Well, Montez is playing, so you'd think.
Montez got pulled. Montez got pulled really quick though, because I was watching most of Montez. That's why I didn't see Dio, because I was really focusing on him. He only did, I think, the first drive, and then he was out. So, and he at least got one pressure in that first drive. So I'm not too worried. Yeah. Montez looks like regular Montez, so that's good to see.
He needs to be healthy.
Better. Yeah. So I'm not concerned about that. It's about the other side of the ball, right? Who's going to be that defensive end too? It should be Dio. We haven't heard anything from him like all training camp, mini camp. OTAs.
It's like he got paid what, $40+ million, maybe more.
Got a good amount. We didn't really. Now again, I'm trying not to fall off the deep end here. But yes, we haven't heard anything of him. Does that mean he's going to be dog shit? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But it doesn't. I'm not hopping on the train. I'll tell you that much. That you haven't given me anything to be excited about. Right? So that's still going to be the number one concern. And this one kind of sucks, Dave. The concerns starting, and this is kind of normal for everybody's team, right? Whatever fan base you are. The issues going into camp or starting the off season, right, are still the issues starting the regular season. Okay. Issues going in. Who was going to play left tackle? How was our defensive line opposite Montez going to, who's that going to be? Who's our defensive end too? And going into week 1, 2 weeks away, those are still the biggest question marks. Right. I mean, other than Caleb Williams, but that's always going to be a question mark, the quarterback for Chicago. But those were the ones outside non-quarterback positions that we had the biggest question marks about, and they still haven't been answered. Now, everything else I feel a little bit more comfortable with, so that's good. But, you're only as good as your weakest link, and right now those weakest links are not instilling any faith or hope in the BFR podcast. I can tell you that much. So,
real quick, the Bears, no timeouts.
Oh, yeah, they're
27-22. Tyson Bagent. What a story. First of all, we haven't even talked about him signing his contract. They spiked the ball at second and 11, 30 seconds. What ball on the Chiefs 40? They need a touchdown to win it.
46.
Hit that like button right now if you think the Bears are going to win this game. Is Tyson Bagent? What a week he would have. And he deserved that contract. I know.
Talk about
Go ahead.
I was going to say, talk about a good preseason, right? The first game, iffy. It was not a good game. Like
I was concerned.
Yes, we were.
I remember
second and third, he's looked really good. And that was I know we haven't talked about the deal, but that
$10 million. Gosh.
He just threw a dot.
Dropped it. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Great ball. I wish I could share my screen without getting copyrighted by the NFL.
No, we're gonna get striked.
Yeah, it's a ball
immediately. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They've actually already striked our channel just talking about it.
Just talking about it, yeah. Oh, that was a dot. I'm seeing it now. Holy cow. He did
absolute. Yeah. Couldn't control. I don't even know if he would have got in, but he would have, because it's probably his backside.
We still got 2 more plays. It's 3rd and 10. So
yeah.
Let's see here. Wait a second. Okay, 3rd and 10. That's a good ball. Good crosser. You know what? Tyler Scott, question for you. I know we're kind of getting off tangent here, but just because this is we kind of want to see the end of this because this is exciting. Tyler Scott, does he make the final 53? Yes or no?
No. He hasn't done enough.
I agree.
Maybe practice spot. Why? I mean, Zacchaeus is insane.
Well, you're gonna have your first 4, obviously DJ, Rome, Zacchaeus, Luther.
Wait, what happened? How are they at the 20?
They got that crosser to Tyler Scott. That's why I brought him up.
Just now? Oh, I missed it. That's why you're talking. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad, guys.
No, you're good. You're good. So here's a question then. I think
flag.
Maurice
They're so lucky.
Yeah, because we don't have any timeouts, do we?
Wait, is this pass interference? Is there a runoff here?
There would, if it's on us. there'll be a runoff.
It'll be like
if we don't have any timeouts. I'm pretty sure after a penalty, no timeouts, it's 15-second run or 10-second runoff.
Yeah.
Nope. Defense, holding defense.
Oh, that's huge.
So I'm thinking
I hope Tyson wins this, bro.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Oh.
So I'm trying to think though. Maurice Alexander has had a good preseason, number 13. Do you think he makes it over Tyson Bagent?
I think so, maybe.
Over Tyler Scott?
Tyler Scott? I actually have no idea, man. It's going to
it's a good question. You know, another one too that the Bears signed in the offseason that hasn't played basically in the preseason, Duvernay. They signed him for returning, basically to be our main returner, and he has been injured. Yeah. So I wonder if he makes it. It'll be interesting to see. All right, here we go.
11 seconds left. 27-22 Chiefs.
Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Good.
Tyler Scott again. Yep. They're going to have 2 shots at this.
Yeah.
2 shots at the end zone with 7 seconds, I think.
That's good.
I really want to see Tyson. This would be
great. Man, what a week for Tyson, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. If he can do this.
I mean, look, we've talked about it. Great backup to have. And I just did an article on it. It's like the deal. He was top 7 money, but it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
And for a backup, on the NFL average of backups, they play 3 games per season. So like, God forbid that doesn't happen to us, right? The injury bug for Caleb. But if he has to play 3 games per season, I feel comfortable that he'll at least go 1-2. He's not going to go 0-3. And then with Ben Johnson, he might go 2-1. That's huge in the NFL because every game matters so much. So,
yeah. No, I agree. I think Tyson, he went 2-2 with Justin, and he's gotten better ever since. I was a little concerned. I ain't gonna lie. I know we talked about it earlier. Week 1, even camp was a little risky or just odd at times. But if he can do this, it would be one of the best weeks a backup quarterback's probably ever had, honestly. I really want to see the Bears win this. Again, hit that like button if you think the Bears are going to win here. 7 seconds left.
He throws it. Oh.
Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Bears just won? Are you serious?
What a play. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my.
So Tyson Bagent wins the game. Well, it's 2 seconds left. Wow.
Wow is right. What a throw. Holy sh.
Wow. That is, I'm legit
good
shocked.
Shit.
I know people, I see the tweets about like, oh, Tyson, QB1, and I there's no way. But this guy, he's going to get a shot. I hope he gets a shot one time. Not at the Bears. I'm just saying like.
No. I think
down the line.
If you listen to what he said,
possibly.
You listen to what he said, why he took the deal, it's because of Ben Johnson. And he's basically betting on Ben Johnson being able to help build him up. Because, look, we know this, right?
Jade Walker, the guy that just caught that one. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Very interesting. It's going to be tougher to make that spot, but.
He had that big play in the first game too. Jade Walker, he had that one, that tough touchdown on 4th down. Wasn't that to him too?
Might have been, yeah.
On the 4th Tyson, the 4th down where Tyson throws that crazy dart. I think that was to him as well. It was because remember he did that touchdown.
Bills? Against the Bills or the touchdown throw?
Yeah.
Last week?
I think that was him. Remember? Because he did that, he did the same celebration he did now where he does that gliding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Cool. Yeah.
So listen to this though. Tyson basically was saying, I'm betting on Ben Johnson being able to build me up to when I hit free agency. I'm actually going to be a solid starter, right? I think that is so smart because he could have hit free agency next year and probably got decent money, maybe even more. But he decided to say, no, I trust Ben Johnson. And Ben Johnson's come out and said like, oh, I love Tyson. He thinks the exact same way I do. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's great. That's going to be good for Tyson and building up that skill because he knows he's not going to start here. Right. So he's saying, look, I'm going to take the back seat and I'm going to let Ben Johnson lead me into my development phase where I need to be. And that's huge.
It is. it makes you think about the market too, what it was looking at. Because he said that he was honest. He said, I did take the time to speak, with the team, see what it was like. And then he was like, ultimately, it just made more sense. Developmental, the process that he would take. And then, of course, Ben Johnson and this staff, it pushed him over the edge. It's like, I'm not gonna go somewhere else to be a backup or pray, maybe get a chance there. But take your time. And Ben Johnson and these guys are coaching him. So I mean, he can only get better, and he's in such a great learning environment. But man, he's putting together some good tape in this preseason. But I mean, again, what a week. Signs the extension with the Bears. 20 plus. Was it 20? They're down 20. So a 20-plus point comeback versus the Chiefs and a game-winning drive. Right?
Can't ask for anything. Yeah, can't ask for anything else. Like, that's what a play. What a drive. They scored 10-plus, I think, straight.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, but I do agree for you. I mean, this. Sorry, this is one of the OGs from the chat. He said we still suck. Bizzo joke. Sorry, that is funny. I just love that's the response after a game-winning drive. But that is funny. But yeah, I love the Bagent story. Love all of that.
Oh yeah,
it does suck to what it's doing to the Bears fans. I don't know why we always have to have this civil war
quarterback contract. It's like Caleb Haney, the backup.
Dude, it's like it's fine. It's a good QB room. This is great to have. They all have their roles, right? Case Keenum's the mentor. Bagent's going to be this solidified backup, QB2, and Caleb's your starter. I think that's how it should be, okay? People saying saying Bagent should start over Caleb is crazy. Wild takes there, people. So, but what a game. What a game.
Like I said, Bears win. I think we should appreciate that. Everyone is healthy.
Except,
and now it's on to week 1.
Yeah. We only have one injury.
Everyone is healthy.
No, we only lost Terrell Smith. That's the only one.
Yeah, everyone is pretty much healthy.
Yeah. No, I will take this. Like, I was telling my mom, I was like, hey, this is a good. She was like, how would you grade the preseason? I'm like, well, almost everybody is healthy. We only lost one person. Unfortunately, it was the worst type of injury, but we only lost one person that wasn't a starter. So I'll take this any time of the year. Right.
Yeah.
So
Ben Johnson's teams, I know. Here's the thing. Matt Eberflus, we were undefeated last year in preseason, but I do like that they don't quit. I mean, and they do not let their foot off the gas either. Last week, 38-0. Defense played lights out. This week, they don't quit. Tyson Bagent's a big reason. I can't believe he played the whole entire second half, which I love. Ben Johnson, I like what he's made. Caleb in the offense, starting team played the first half. Tyson and his guys, Luther Burden, which kind of shocked. Was he out there for that final drive? I don't think he was he? Who? Luther Burden?
I don't think he was out there for the final. No,
I don't think
he was out there for the. He plays with the 2s. I think when the 3s go in, he gets pulled. So he was probably pulled right when we started the show.
Yeah, but hey, man, everyone's healthy. I'm not going to complain one bit. And the Bears win. So again, hit that. What did you say? Oh, I saw a comment here that said send Sweat to Dallas. And for some reason, I thought a trade just went down or something.
Oh, heck no. Wouldn't that be crazy?
It says Micah to Chi-Town.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great, but that's not happening.
We got a super from Tito.
Okay, yeah, let me get to it. Sorry, I'm a little behind the chats here. Okay, $2 super from Tito, our OG. Welcome. He said, our pass rush is ass. Polls better make calls. It's not great. I feel comfortable that Sweat's going to have a Sweat year, double-digit sacks. It may not be like 15 or something like that. He may have only 10, but I do feel comfortable about him. And I think Javon Dexter will have a pretty good year, right? This is a small sample size. These guys aren't playing the full season. I mean, the full games. So this small, limited snap count. So you can't, I think Sweat's played probably less than 30 snaps. So there's no way I'm going to be able to look at that and be like, oh, he sucks, or he's a Hall of Famer. No, we're going to have to wait till the regular season kicks, just like most of these guys for preseason. But I feel more confident about the D-line than what it was last year. But it still doesn't mean that it's not the biggest question mark of this team.
And we talked about Micah And I don't think we're both in the same boat. It's like you don't want to give up the capital right now because you just don't know. You don't. It's similar. People hate that I say it, but it's similar to when Mitch was here. It's like Caleb is supposed to be generational. He's supposed to be our guy. Has he proved that? No. You send the house for Micah Parsons, and Caleb isn't the guy. You're kind of stuck. You either pay him or play him for a couple more seasons like you did Mitch, or bring in some competition. It's just like repeating history. Now, halfway through the season, Bears are 5-1. Micah still's not playing. And Caleb's playing lights out. You make the move. It makes a lot of sense. So I think you're right, though. So I think that Selly, is it Jedi? What is it, Walker?
Jade
Walker. That is one of the coldest Sellies in the NFL. If he makes the roster, I think it's one of the coldest. Like you got the gritty. This man is walking on air.
It's a thing on TikTok. They've been doing that. They've been doing that for a while, but I don't think I've ever seen it done in the NFL. At least I don't remember.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I will say this: I know Tyler Scott he was on the pod. I hope he makes it over him. If they can keep both.
Oh no, Tyler should make it over for sure. I think so.
Walker should make it over him.
Oh, you think Walker should? I think Tyler, because Tyler plays more special
plays,
teams. He has.
Walker made the tackle on special teams to end the game.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Okay.
I know it was an easy tackle, but he made it.
Oh, we'll take it. Hey, look,
I'm just saying, he's kind of got a little bit of a difference.
I mean, look, he's made big plays this preseason. Well, look, who? If we're looking at the wide receivers, right? We're probably taking 6. I would assume we're taking 6 because we're taking 4 tight ends or maybe 5 because we have 2 of them that are major impact players. Well, so if that's the case, who is like you got DJ, Walker, you got Rome, you got DJ, Rome, OZ, Luther, Duvernay. Who's that final? You think it's going to be Jade Walker, or is it Maurice Alexander?
I think Walker has to make this team. I think he does. He's just go back to the final sequence, Fick. We talked about he's the one that had the toe tap to start the drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then he scores the go-ahead touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Not an easy catch. Great ball from Tyson. Yeah, and then he makes the game-sealing tackle on the kickoff.
Look, that's how you make a mark.
He's got the talent. I think he's got talent for a receiver. I love it. I love that type of player. I just would like to see him make it. I think he's earned it. It's similar to like Bagent. I think he's earned it, and you got to give it to him. So let me see here. So the Bears undefeated essentially in preseason.
Well, because we tied.
It's true. I'll just look at these.
We didn't lose technically, so
yeah. Another thing is Jade Walker. He's 6'3". Is that right? Ran a 4.4. What?
Might be right.
He's 6'3".
6'3"? No way. That guy looks short.
6'3".
Is that not DeMarcus Walker?
I don't know. That is a hell of a catch, though. Strong preseason. Bears win. I'm not mad at it, man. Yeah.
We'll take it. You want to get to this next ad read before we
maybe we get some questions here. Yeah. That's good.
Let's get to that. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yes. Anyways, Bears win. I know there's been a lot of takes out there on socials. I think at the end of the day, the Bears had a pretty good solid preseason. I think we got to see some creativeness out of Ben Johnson. I know he said that he's been reusing some of these plays in the preseason the last 4 years, but I think we saw what this personnel with both Colston Loveland, tight end Cole Kmet. So final takeaways, I think we have a lot of optimism. At the same time, you can't take too much. You can't dig too deep into what these games mean because there's been so many outliers in the past where you have quarterbacks. I mean, Shedeur Sanders, really good preseason, in my opinion. He's third on the depth chart. Now, I can say more about the Browns than, I guess, Sanders, but at the end of the day, you take everything with a grain of salt. I think the Bears have a really, really good chance to still be really, really good this year and to be really, really fun. And that's all I want this year. I want Caleb to be the guy. We say that for everybody, right? But I think Caleb, if he can just establish he's the guy. Ben Johnson, I believe, is the head coach. That's all we need this year to be successful and playing meaningful games in December. And the Bears, albeit preseason, they fought, they won. Tyson Bagent, what a story. He gets paid $10 million, game-winning drive. Now we have a long 2 weeks, but at least we can be, I think the Bears lose this. I think there's a lot more negativity than what just happened now where it's like.
Especially how it started.
But hey, tomorrow morning, it's Saturday. Are we going to get headlines or something about Tyson Bagent, QB1, or maybe Caleb Williams potentially being on like a short leash? Are we getting that from the Chicago media, from any media? I really want to know.
I think the question is, am I going to give a fuck? And the answer is no, but I'm sure there might be one. There might be one. Yes. I no, there's going to be. There's stuff now before this game, and Tyson just balled out, right? So, of course, there's going to be something about it, but I'm not going to give a shit. It's good. It's good that our backup quarterback is serviceable. It's also better that the guy in front of him has a lot more talent, and that's not a dig on Tyson Bagent. I think Tyson understands that. It's a good problem to have where they are both able to win you games, and we're hoping that will be the case this year. I think, Dave, you made a great point, though, about what this season is, and it's what we haven't been able to do in forever, is walk away from a season and be like, you know what? The foundation was laid. You feel good that the next year you can build on what you had. 2018 was the first glimpse, but it was only half the foundation because we were betting the house, pun intended, on the defensive side only. For once in my lifetime, I want to walk away and be like you said, the two check boxes being like, you know what? Is the coach perfect? But no. Was he good this year? Check, right? Do I feel comfortable about him? Check. Quarterback. Was Caleb Williams a Hall of Famer? No. But was he serviceable? And do I feel like we're going in the right trajectory? Check. That's the only thing I want to walk away from. Everything else will start to fall in place. But if you don't have those two foundational pieces locked together, it's not going to work. And what I will say is, it seems like, I'm not the only one thinking that. You're not the only one thinking that. Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, they're all thinking that because they're all lined up together contractually. Even Bagent's extension gets them to 27, which is closer to the 29, where they're all lined up too, right? When Caleb's contract runs out. So it seems like they're all kind of betting, putting all the chips forward, saying, hey, look, these next 3 years we're setting the foundation this year, but by year 3, we better have the house built. And if it's not, we're going to blow everything up. Everybody's gone. Kevin Warren probably wouldn't be. And then we'll restart, right? So I actually like the approach they're going from, and my expectation is after this season is I'm if they go on a run like the Commanders, awesome. But that's not what I'm expecting. I want to walk away and just literally be like feel comfortable that we got our coach and quarterback, because we haven't done that ever. Where you walked away and been like, "Yep, we got him." You may have felt good one year about a quarterback, but then it wasn't the coach. And maybe you felt good about the coach, like Nagy after 2018. I felt good about Nagy, but I didn't feel great about Mitch. So we need that. We need that sign off of both. Well, I didn't feel great about Mitch. I was still like, he could do more. But you know what I mean? So that's I'm just hoping for some alignment there.
I think it's well said. There was a what was the word? This game. Oh, it was like this. Someone just tweeted, said basically the game, the outcome didn't matter, but the I don't even know.
No, you're trying to say that it doesn't mean anything, but the game matters or something like that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. The outcome
basically it doesn't matter,
but the game mattered. And
it's because the reps, the reps are important, but the actual win or loss is.
Well, I'm watching here. What I like the most is, and we saw there was a behind the scenes with Tyson Bagent at practice, I think after he signed his extension, and the whole team was just so excited, right? It had all these great things to say. And then you see this reaction on the sideline with both Tyson, of course, Ja'Day Walker. I mean, this team is just excited. I know they just won the game, but I love the close knit. You saw it last week. And so I think there's a culture that has been built. Now it's about how resilient is it going to be, right? Because week 1 is going to be a tough matchup. I just want to see this team hopefully get off to a fast start where they don't get in a hole where they're 0-2 or something along those lines, losing games based on, silly stuff or, like last year with Eberflus. But for me, I think I don't want to read too much into it, but I love the fight both these guys, or both offenses, offense, defense, they just truly love playing for each other. And it starts with Ben Johnson, starts with this coaching staff, and what is it? Antoine Randall L. Saw him over here. I mean, he is always very animated, but
yeah, for sure.
That stuff right there matters. And so you're building this thing right now in preseason. I think it means a lot more with this being year 1 for the regime.
Yes, for sure.
Right? This was year 2, 3. Okay. But this is legit. They're at Arrowhead. Hostile environment. I know that the stands were empty at the end, but this means something, and hopefully they can build on it, especially with these next 2 weeks where you just the vibes are going to be high. That's so important for a first team, our first year in this regime. So
it's funny because it's funny because they're playing a team that's the complete opposite, right? A team that's consistently shown like, hey, there's no building of a foundation. Our house has been built for 3 to 4 years. So you could see like it's a loss. They don't care, right? Because they know that's not what matters, because they've put in the work those first 2 years when Mahomes sat, when Reed first came over. So that's what we're trying to get to, but it's going to take some time. And I'm fine with that. So I think, yes, it does. These little things are important because there's a lot of things within the first year that have more weight because you're trying to set things and set the expectations of how you run your business, right? And what's important, right? And your standards and your rules and your regulations and your punishments and all that stuff. You're trying to set precedent so people, when new players come in, right, they understand the culture, they understand the coaches, they understand what they do on and off the field. All of that is important. So I agree with you that this does matter more than it would for a team that's already had an establishment, already has the culture, right?
Like the Chiefs.
Winning for a longer time, like the Chiefs. Yes.
I think
Mahomes was laughing after they scored because it's like, dude, what does this matter?
He was, but I mean, Reed wasn't.
Oh, for sure.
Reed was, but that's what I'm saying. These guys, I think the outcome didn't matter, but I love everything in between from start to finish was good. And so now what I'm very, very curious to see some of these guys. Kyler Gordon was back today. I want to see Jaylon Johnson. I want to see him. He's still on the
PUP
non because it happened before camp.
Yeah, non-injury.
So I want to see him get activated. I want to see these guys remain healthy. And then week 1, I want to see Justin Jefferson get locked up by Jaylon Johnson. I'm just kidding. He's going to get.
You don't even know if he's going to play. Yeah, that's still TBD. I know Addison's out, but
one. I'm curious to see how Jade McCarthy looks. But at the end of the day, this was a really good preseason. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone's able to enjoy these next 2 weeks. I'm glad football's back, Bears football. That's what I was going leading up to this. I was just like, man, thank goodness. I know the starters are playing, makes it a little bit sweeter, but I'm happy. This is the best time of the year, fall, and hopefully the Bears are able to, not disappoint us again. And so,
yeah, September 8th is right around the corner. What's that like? It'll be a little bit more than 2 weeks because we play on Monday, but it's right there. We really have to get through one more weekend. That's it. One more weekend.
Because we're going to get football. Well, college football starts this week, right?
It starts not this weekend, but next. Or is it tomorrow? Actually, you're right. I think it starts tomorrow.
I think there's some games tomorrow.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah. This is called tomorrow's called week 0. And then the official week 1 is the weekend after that. So yeah, we're right in it. Just not too far away, everyone. So just lock in. We're almost there. I promise you. Yeah. That guy 44 on YouTube said, yep, college football tomorrow. So
there we go. Do we have any questions we want to knock out real quick before we get out of here, guys?
Yep, and then we'll do the OGs. Let's do the OGs first, and we'll do some shout-outs here. So let's do Thomas Woody with the hashtag OG. Appreciate Thomas. You're definitely active in the chat. And you also did a shout-out to get people to like the show, so we appreciate that. Rich Homie Sprouts, which I think this guy's a Dave Glazer. I think that's what he called himself as well. So shout out to Rich Homie.
He's Sprouts. Played Marvel Rivals. That's one of my friends, actual friends.
Yeah. Okay. That was some random. I was like, all right, major glaze, but we'll take it. Well, we'll appreciate that. Thank you. That's good.
Shout out to Gus.
Okay, love that. Shout out to you, Gus. And then let's go through some questions here. And Adam Van Burst,
Major Dave Glaze.
Yeah, I mean that's what he said. So Adam Van Buskirk said, "How do you feel about the few missed tackles?" From the ones on
can
defense?
I start?
Yeah,
Jaquan Brisker, buddy. Travis Kelce, you gotta, that all the tackles. I that one just was shocking. I was like, Brisker looked like, Kelce shouldn't be able to get past Brisker in my opinion. It was a bad angle, I think.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is my hope is that the defense
podcast just gave him new life.
Yeah, right. I'm hoping the defense was maybe. I know this sounds bad, but maybe they weren't trying to hit as hard.
Why would they hit as hard? Why would they go all out? Especially defense, because you can just get hurt so much easier.
Also, Guardian Cap. Say it with me. Guardian Cap. Please, I want you to play. I want you to be able to talk in 10 years, okay? Please, Guardian Cap. All right. I'm no doctor, though, so if you don't, that's fine. Listen to your professionals. All right, we got Tony Moy here. Said, does it mean Poles needs to pay Braxton next year? I think we both talked about this. Unless he balls out, he's probably not getting paid. You got your backup right there in Azzie.
Right.
He'll probably move to left tackle. Okay, AKP on YouTube said, any shot Shamar Turner makes instant impact? I mean, there's always a chance, but I would say it's a little crowded, which isn't a bad thing. He's missed time, so it wouldn't be till later.
Let's just do 1 out of 10. 10 being most likely.
3?
2. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, he's injured, and it's his first year. It's fine. I'm not concerned yet. Yeah. Also, defensive tackles is a position kind of like tight end where it takes like 2 to 3 years. So I'm not expecting that right away. Okay. We kind of answered this one. Well, kind of. Adam again on Twitter said, what are the 6 receivers the Bears keep on the active roster? We'll say what the 5 locks are. We're not sure what the 6 is. So the 5 locks are DJ, Rome, OZ, which is Zacchaeus, Luther, and then probably Duvernay, he's just injured, but that's what they signed. So that's your 5. 6 can be anywhere from Jade Walker, Tyler Scott, or Maurice Alexander, because he had a pretty decent
Walker,
season.
in my opinion, has got to be the lock. And that's who I want to see if I'm just being honest.
No, that's totally fine. So. And then last one here. So Tito said, when is the Zoom call? So Tito, you missed the last one, which was last weekend, but that was for July because we had traveling and things. So me and Dave we couldn't do it last July. But the one for this month, which is August, right? Yeah, is actually next weekend. So the weekend before the NFL season kicks off will be next Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time. So you go on the Patreon, you'll be able to find it. And if anybody else wants to join the BFR Patreon, you can do that. $10 a month. You could get on our monthly Zoom calls. Dave and I and a bunch of the other Hall of Fame Grizzly members, which I'm going to give a shout out here as well before the end of the show. You get to hop on there and we just chit chat about life.
It's a lot of fun.
So, and speaking of them, let me go ahead and do that real quick before we head out here. So shout out to my Hall of Fame Grizzlies. We got Michael from across the pond, Gage, Phillip. We got Michael Barry, Thomas. I know you're in the chat. And then Tito, who just made a comment. So shout out to you. And then we got a rookie Grizz in here with Alex, Chris, Jason, and Caleb. I appreciate you guys with all the love and support. You guys are freaking awesome. And if you want to join, you can join. The Patreon's in the link. You can join for free to see what we got going on there. We have 2 tiers, rookie and Hall of Fame tier. They're less than like 2 cups of coffee. And it's a good time. So a bunch of great stuff in there. Oh, here's one for you, Dave. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you start? Yeah, from Steven Masani. Hopefully I said that right on YouTube. Is Caleb a top 10 fantasy quarterback? I'll let you answer that.
In a perfect world, yes. I just can't. I wouldn't trust, especially if you're playing money. You're playing for money, and you got buy-ins. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, no. I've learned from my mistakes. I stay away from
Fingers crossed he should be. I hope he is. A lot of weapons. Ben Johnson, fireworks. Don't if it's a fun league, no money, absolutely take the risk.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're paying money, not quite. I wouldn't do it.
I got burnt.
Maybe QB2, and if he starts getting hot, he's and the Bears prove that they can be 100% a good offense. Yeah.
My rule of thumb for fantasy: stay away from Bears. If it's dynasty, that's different. Fantasy, stay away from Bears until they can prove it. I've been burnt too many times from Fields, DJ Moore last year. Just trust me. Learn from my losses. Stay away from, like Dave said. Okay, we do have another OG in here with Isaac. Shout out to you, Isaac. Thank you for the OG in here. And then also we have one final question from another OG member, Thomas again. Said surprise cut. Normally there's always one. Who do you got? I'm going to go first, and I think Dave's not going to like it. I actually think it's Jade Walker. I don't want it to happen, but I think it is. I think it is. There is always one, though, where you're like, wow, they performed well. It's one of the guys that plays like with the third strings or second strings, and they get cut. So, and I think Tyler
surprise
Scott
cut
is going to get cut. I don't think it's going to be a surprise, though.
Surprise cut. It can't be any of the corners right now. I mean, they need them.
They do. It can't be any of the running backs.
Noah Sewell. I'm just going to. I think he had a good preseason. I think he makes a lot of sense. And he probably could even be a starter. But I'm just saying, if you're going to be surprised,
it would be him.
That would almost be a little shocking. Karan Amagaji, I see that guy 44. Absolutely, probably not going to happen.
No, they barely cut line.
But it would be surprising. And I guess that's what we're trying to do here. So,
yeah, that's an interesting one. Maybe like Jonathan Owens, maybe be a cut.
Oh, who? No, I don't. Yeah, you can't do that.
No, because
it would be surprising. But it would be surprising.
Yeah, for sure.
And Simone Biles would not be.
She would not. No, that would not be good. They need to keep that just for brand marketing. And then one final one here from Rudy
Bates. No, he's staying. Rudy.
Oh, Bates. Yeah, Bates is staying. Yeah, Bates is staying. They need again. They need the lineman help. They're healthy right now, but we all know how the NFL works. You need those guys. And Bates isn't. He's a solid backup. Rudy Pfaff the fourth said, "Do we buy preseason hype? Am I wrong to think this feels different, or at least coaching wise?" We kind of talked about this in the beginning of our show or throughout the show, but we're not. It's not enough to make us go overboard, or we're staying in the middle. It doesn't make us think, "Oh, this team is going to be so amazing," but we're also not looking at this and also saying, "Oh my gosh, doom and gloom." It's like, okay, yeah, it was good to see, but it all comes down to the regular season.
No, I think as we get older, like as NFL fans, as Chicago, I think as every Chicago Bears fan ages, you don't get. I mean, some people get really negative, but for me, I'm now able to really temper expectations, but also ride that like okay, this could be fun. There's a lot of optimism, but at the same time, just based on past performances, the Bears being, the Chicago Bears, I'm able to be like, okay, this team could really shock me in ways that we just don't see coming. So for me, I'm prepared for anything. And I think it's the best way to go, because then you're surprised. Like, when the Bears came back tonight against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's great.
Genuinely surprised. Hell yeah, Tyson Bagent. So I'd say just stay happy medium in the even keel.
No, that
week
works.
One's going to be the nerve. Yeah. Well, I'll worry on probably at Sunday. And then, of course, Monday, I need to call off. I just need to call off anything, call off work, just
for sure.
Lock in.
For sure. No, I feel that. Also, that'll help you save on medical bills as well. So, keep your insurance coverage low. So to keep an even keel. I will say this, though. Once we start winning, if that ever happens, and we start winning a lot, and I'm saying like season over season over season, that's where it's harder to stay even keel, because now you have real expectations, right? Like if you're the Chiefs or you're the Bills or you're the Ravens, right? Where it's like, hey, we are a top 3 team the past 4 years, right? It's a lot harder to get there. But for a team like us, where we're just, hey, can we get some? We're a beggar on the street. Like, can we get playoffs, please? Like, it's going to take a lot for me to jump off the deep end, or for a lot for me to start gathering the victory parade, right? Like I need to, we don't have enough data points to convince us to go either way. We're kind of standing still, which I think is good. I think it's going to allow us to also look at this team from a little bit more of a non-biased standpoint and kind of see and take in as much context that we learn week by week about this new coaching staff and how Ben Johnson thinks and Dennis Allen. So I think it's good. This is going to be a fun year because of that, though, because there's going to be a lot of new information that we're going to take in, and we're going to share our perspectives with y'all here on the Bears Film Room podcast, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, because we want you also to kind of see our view and our more central understanding of this team and where we think it'll be going. So it's going to be a really, really fun season.
It's got to be better than last year. We went through some really shitty seasons. So I'm hyped. Go ahead and hit that like button before y'all leave. We're about to get out of here. We'll be back here in a couple days. We'll be previewing the season and probably go over just a couple other things, just getting ready for week 1. And then, like I said, we're back to 2 episodes a week. So expect 2 more next or here, like I said, next week sometime, and then on to Minnesota. So bear down. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Bears win, and football's essentially back. So, Vic, anything else before we get out of here?
As James Winston would say, that W. Let's go. Bears wins.
Hell yeah. See y'all later. Bear down.